One method for solving applied percent problems is to use the given facts to write a percent sentence of the form of something is something percent of something, or amount is equal to percent times base. We enter the appropriate numbers in two of the blanks and the words what number or what percent in the remaining blank. As before, we translate the words into an equation and then solve it. For example, a maid makes $400 a week. One of the deductions from her weekly paycheck is a Social Security tax of $26. Find her Social Security tax rate as a percent. So we want to find her Social Security tax. And we know the Social Security amount was $26. So we can write as 26 is what percent? Looks like 400. So as a sentence, 26 is what percent of 400? We'd write that as 26 equals, let's call that x, times 400. And to solve for x, we would divide both sides by 400. So we can go ahead and pull out the calculator. 26 divided by 400 is 6.5 or 0.065. So x is equal to 65 thousandths, or as a percent, that's 6.5%. Percents are often used to describe how a quantity has changed. For example, a healthcare provider might increase the cost of medical insurance by 3%, or a police department might decrease the number of officers assigned to street patrols by 10%. To describe such changes, we use percent of increase or percent of decrease. And if you're dealing with percent of increase or decrease, then the amount is the amount of increase or decrease, and the base is the original amount. So, for example, the Federal Trade Commission receives complaints involving the theft of someone's identity information, such as credit card, social security number, or cell phone account. Referring to the data you see in the table, what was the percent of decrease in the number of complaints from 2008 to 2009 to the nearest percent? So, first off, you see 2008 there were 314,000 complaints, 2009 278,000. So the amount of decrease would be 314,000 minus the 278,000. So the amount of decrease is 36,000. The base is going to be your starting amount, so we started with 314,000. So what we do is we can write this as 36,000 is what percent of 314,000. So 36,000 is equal to x times 314,000. So as before, we would divide. So if we go 36,000 divided by 314,000, we get, it looks like 0.115. So to the nearest percent, that would be 11%. So there was about an 11% decrease in the number of complaints. The price of an oil change for an automobile increased from $40 to $50. Calculate the percent increase. So the amount of increase, well, from 40 to 50, that would be an amount, that would be a $10 increase. The original amount is 40. So we can write this as 10 is what percent of 40? So in other words, 10 divided by 40, 1/4, which is 25%. So there was a 25% increase in the price of an oil change. All right. And finally, example 8. The cost of attending a public college rose from $9,258 in 1996 to $12,796 in 2006. Find the percent increase rounded to the nearest tenth of a percent. So in this case, keep in mind 1/10 of a percent. But first we want the amount of increase. And the amount is going to be, it went from 9,258 to 12,796. So this should be a subtraction problem. The original amount is that 9,258. So let's first find our amount. 12,796 minus 9,258. We get 3,538. And as before, 3,538 is what percent of that 9,258? So looks like X you divide, so 3,538 divided by 9,258. So 3,538 divided by 9,258. And nearest 10, so that's 0.382. That comes out to 38.2%.